across the south coast, live from Solent University. You're listening to Solent Sports News.
Good afternoon, it's 1 o'clock and I'm Dan George with your Solent Sports News headlines. Southampton's Kyle Walker-Peters could be a doubt for the Winter World Cup after being ruled out with a long-term hamstring problem. The fullback may have been in contention for a place in Qatar following injuries to England's regulars Reece James and Kyle Walker. His club manager Ralph Hasenhüttl says staging this year's tournament in the winter creates a problem.
They are maybe at the end of the season in the summer, and let's run it out a little bit and concentrate on the World Cup. And now they have to push hard, everybody. That is the reason why maybe we have a strange situation that a lot of players are then maybe missing the World Cup.
Aston Villa's managerial hunt is now underway after Steven Gerrard was sacked following a 3-0 defeat to Fulham last night. Maurizio Pochettino, Thomas Frank and Thomas Tuchel have already ruled themselves out of the job. Sporting manager Ruben Amorim is among the candidates being considered. Villa are not the only East Midlands club without a manager after QPR manager Michael Beale rejected an approach from Wolves to stay with the Championship League leaders. Beale spoke to QPR about his position at the club.
At times, if we're doing well, there will be speculation and there'll be temptation. One thing's for sure is Wolves are a fantastic football club. They're a historic football club. It was a real privilege and to be asked to go and speak to them, but I didn't think it was the right moment because I entered into an agreement here. I've been all in here and I've asked other people to be all in, so I can't be the first person to run away from the ship.
Wolves have opted to stay with Steve Davis on an interim basis until the end of the season. UEFA have opened disciplinary proceedings against Dutch side PSV Eindhoven. These proceedings are a result of the disruptive behaviour caused by the PSV fans last night at Arsenal's Emirates Stadium. Some of the offences include the throwing of objects, lighting of fireworks and crowd disturbances. Cristiano Ronaldo has been left out of Manchester United's squad ahead of Sunday's clash with Chelsea. This comes after the Portuguese star refused to be subbed on against Tottenham before leaving the game early. Ronaldo has today been ordered to train with the under-21s, with Erik ten Hag saying consequences are required.
So when it's the second time, that will have consequences. That is now what we did. So we miss him tomorrow, and that is a miss for us, for the squad. It's a miss, but I think it's important for the attitude, for the mentality from the group.
Defending champion Rory McIlroy is just one shot off the lead after the opening round of golf's CJ Cup in South Carolina. He's 5 under par and knows victory this week would see him return to number 1 in the world rankings. Former US Open champion Gary Woodland is currently the frontrunner on 6 under par. Let's look ahead to the Formula 1 now as they return to America. Cameron Anderson-Jones takes us through the latest.
Formula 1 returns to America later today. Max Verstappen was crowned world champion last time out in a soggy Suzuka. Free practice gets underway at 8 p.m. in Texas at the Circuit of the Americas. In 2021, Max Verstappen held off Lewis Hamilton at the end of the race in Texas as the two duelled it out for the entirety of the race weekend.
Max Verstappen is going to lead and double his advantage in the World Championship for the first time on US soil. Max Verstappen wins the US Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton has to settle for second. The charge got close, but not quite close enough.
The Dutchman will be hoping for a similar success on Sunday, as he will have both Ferrari and Mercedes hot on his tail. Both teams have brought upgrades to their respective cars this weekend as they look ahead to 2023.
Thank you, Cameron. We're going to stick with Formula 1 now because Red Bull Racing remain in trouble over their apparent breach over last year's budget cap. It's expected that Red Bull will be hosting a press conference in the coming hours to address this issue. Martin Brundle talks about the mess it's causing up and down the paddock.
We don't have any facts as to how much Red Bull have overspent, what it means, what the penalty could be. It's described as a minor breach if it's up to $7 million. Clearly, the regulations are not right and they've got to be changed because most teams will tell you that's a season-long development budget, $7 million. And, you know, the terminology is wrong. A minor breach suggests that it's not of great gravity.
In the world of horse racing, Cheltenham set to stage its first meeting of the new jumps season this afternoon. The event will run over 2 days, with the first race setting off at 1:35. It's the horse's first chance to practice around the circuit ahead of Cheltenham's festival in March. In boxing this morning, Tyson Fury heaped praise on his opponent Derek Chisora after he accepted the fight for December the 3rd. The fight is scheduled to take place at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and comes after talks of a fight between Fury and Anthony Joshua broke down. We're going to move on to cricket now, and we're going to bring in our live guest Adam Oliver to talk us through the day's cricket and what's going on. Adam.
Well, first of all, Ireland defeated West Indies in a one-sided victory by 9 wickets, and the most recent game that just happened was Scotland failed to make the Super 12s after a defeat to Zimbabwe. It's the first time Zimbabwe are going to be in the tournament after 40 of 23 deliveries from Sikandar Raza saw George Munsey's 50 in vain for Scotland. They join a group with India, Pakistan, Bangladesh and South Africa and the Netherlands. The tournament gets underway properly tomorrow with Australia facing New Zealand.
Adam, thank you very much. That is just about all we've got time for now. I'll be back in an hour, and remember you can keep up to date with our live blog throughout the day on solentjournalism.co.uk.